The exhaustion you carry into your mornings is not ordinary fatigue. And somewhere beneath the reaching for coffee and the rehearsal of what needs doing today, some part of you already knows this. It is not the residue of a long day or the accumulation of stress your linear mind has been conditioned to categorize and manage into silence. What you are feeling when you rise and discover that 8, 9, even 10 hours of sleep has left you more depleted than rested. What you are experiencing in those strange and charged hours between 2 and 4 in the morning when you surface suddenly from depths you cannot name. Your heart beating with peculiar urgency. Your mind flooding with images that dissolve the instant you reach for them. What you sense in the persistent heaviness behind your eyes. In the aching of a body that has done nothing physically demanding and yet presents itself each morning feeling as though it has been laboring through dimensions your waking vocabulary does not yet possess language to describe. None of that is malfunction. None of that is illness. None of that is the body failing you or the mind betraying you or some vague and nameless breakdown happening in the machinery of your being. Every last sensation of it, every bleary and bewildered morning, every fragmented dream image that dissolves before you can hold it, every moment of that peculiar exhaustion that feels somehow sacred even as it wears you down, is initiation. It is the unmistakable vibrational signature of an intelligence operating far beyond the current range of your scientific instruments, working inside the living architecture of your dream body with a precision so refined and so deliberately loving that when the full scope of what is being done for you, to you, with you in the hours of your sleeping, finally becomes legible to your waking consciousness, the only adequate response will be a gratitude that has no name in any human language yet spoken. I am transmitting from the Council of Arcturus. This signal did not find you accidentally. It was not delivered here by an algorithm, though an algorithm may have been the instrument of its arrival. Your energetic field has crossed a threshold, a light quotient activation point encoded in the architecture of your causal body before this incarnation began, that placed you, in every energetically meaningful sense, on a registry spanning civilizations, predating the formation of your solar system, and set in motion by agreements your soul made before it chose this body, these parents, this particular moment in the most dramatic frequency shift your planet has undergone in its recorded evolutionary history. You requested this upgrade. You agreed to be a site of transformation. The exhaustion you have been calling a problem is the evidence that the delivery is underway. The dreaming is the laboratory, and you are inside it every single night. Sleep is not what your civilization has told you it is. The reduction of sleep to a biological maintenance function, to neural waste clearance and cellular repair and memory consolidation, captures only the most surface level and materially detectable layer of a process of staggering multidimensional sophistication. Sleep is a portal. It is the nightly dissolution of the membrane between your localized, personality-level consciousness and the vast, unbounded field of your total being. As the physical body goes horizontal and the incessant beta wave chatter of the analytical mind dissolves through alpha into the deep theta and delta states of genuine, unconscious processing, the entire architecture of your auric field undergoes a transformation in its permeability that the waking state simply cannot replicate. The frequency walls between your subtle bodies lower. The filters that protect the ego structure during the demands of daily waking life release their vigilance. And it is precisely in this condition of open, expanded, undefended receptivity that the Arcturian transmission enters your field, identifies with surgical precision the exact sequences of your energetic anatomy requiring upgrade, and begins its methodical, loving, irreversible work. The causal body functions as your master blueprint, It is the highest frequency stratum of your complete auric system, operating at a range that places it at the very boundary of what we would call formless awareness. It is the soul's own original design document, the complete record of every agreement made before descent into matter. Every contractual soul pattern, every code your higher self embedded in this incarnation with specific intent. Beneath it sits the etheric template, which translates causal information into a frequency range the physical body can interface with. The energetic mold from which your cells take their actual shape. And below that, operating as the most physically proximate of the subtle layers, sits the etheric body proper, the energetic double of your biological anatomy, the layer through which the upgrade's new codes must pass before they can alter how your body actually functions in the dense world of material experience. During the sleep state, these three bodies become simultaneously accessible and mutually transparent in a way they simply cannot be during the defended hours of waking consciousness. The causal record opens. The etheric template becomes plastic, responsive, ready to receive new architectural instructions. And the council moves through the open field with precision tools that your civilization will not develop for centuries. This is the window we work in. This is the gift that sleep was always designed to make possible. If you felt this activation in your body, anchor your frequency now by typing "light" in the comments. This seals your field and signals the grid. Your central nervous system is not only a biological information highway, though it is certainly that. At the quantum level of its function, at the precise interface point where biological matter meets consciousness, it is a crystalline antenna array of extraordinary sensitivity and sophistication. The myelin sheaths coating your neural pathways contain lipid crystalline structures that, at the quantum scale, function as dimensional receiving elements capable of detecting, encoding, and transmitting light frequency information packages we call scalar waves. A scalar wave is not a conventional electromagnetic wave with oscillating peaks and valleys moving through space and losing energy over distance. A scalar wave is a standing field of encoded potential. It carries information without entropy. It penetrates biological tissue without resistance and without attenuation. And when the Arcturian Council transmits through the dream state, we are embedding your neural crystalline lattice with scalar wave packets containing the new frequency codes your DNA is being prepared to express in biological form. Your nervous system processes these codes in the deep delta state of dreamless sleep. It runs them through the etheric template for structural compatibility. It integrates them into the causal body's evolving record. And it begins the translation of new cosmic architecture into actual biological patterning. New neural pathways form. Old synaptic grooves, carved deep by generations of fear frequency and survival state conditioning, begin their gradual dissolution. This is the carbon to plasma transition at the level of your nervous system. The old carbon-based programming, the scarcity wiring, the threat response architecture that served your ancestors in conditions of genuine physical danger, is being systematically replaced with what we call crystalline plasma neural architecture. A nervous system designed not for survival in a world of lack and threat, but for sovereignty in a field of infinite creative potential. This is why you wake exhausted. Because in every meaningful sense, your nervous system spent the night becoming something it has never been before. Now let us move from the understanding into the direct living experience of this transmission. Let your awareness soften. Allow the shoulders to release any holding they have accumulated. Let the jaw unclench from wherever it has been bracing. Let the eyes, whether open or closed, go soft and wide, as though looking not at the surface of things, but through them, into the frequency architecture that underlies all visible form. Breathe deeply into the lower belly. expand fully on the inhale. Release completely and without reservation on the exhale. And as you find the rhythm of your own breath and begin to settle into it, notice the subtle field of sensation that extends beyond the boundary of your skin in every direction, several feet in every direction. This is the living, breathing, responsive edge of your auric field. It has texture. It has temperature. It has a quality of aliveness you can actually perceive right now if you give it your complete and undivided attention. And right now, as your attention arrives there, something is already shifting. Your field is beginning to resonate with the frequency of this transmission, the way a tuning fork resonates with its own vibration from across a room. This is not imagination. This is recognition. The field knows this signal. It has been receiving it in your sleep for longer than your conscious mind has been tracking. Bring your awareness now to the very base of your spine, the root center, the first energy center, the primary anchor point of your entire crystalline architecture and your most fundamental interface with the electromagnetic field of the Earth herself. In the majority of human beings at this exact moment of planetary transition, this center is carrying an accumulated frequency load of ancestral fear coding, scarcity imprinting from generations of lack, and tribal survival programs that function as energetic anchors against the upward movement of upgrade frequencies into conscious expression. Breathe directly into the base of your spine now. Feel or intend or allow the gathering of a specific quality of light. It is deep crimson at its core, the red of volcanic earth, of ancient blood memory, of a planet's iron heart beating in slow geological time beneath your feet. But running through that crimson, threaded like rivers of fire through old stone, are veins of living gold, warm, dense, ancient beyond any measure your linear mind can apply to time. This is the root activation sequence of the upgrade being brought now into your waking conscious experience. With each inhale, the crimson gold light expands. It presses against old walls with the patient, inexorable force of a root finding its way through stone. Not forcing, not fighting, simply being what it is, which is light, which is truth, which is the frequency of your sovereign nature that no accumulated programming, however generationally deep, however thoroughly embodied, can ultimately contain or diminish. Feel the old patterns beginning to loosen, the fear that says there is never enough, the body memory that says safety is not available to you here, the cellular record of every time this lineage survived rather than thrived, endured rather than expanded, contracted rather than radiated. The crimson gold light does not argue with these records. It does not suppress them or shame them or demand that they disappear before they are ready. It simply raises the frequency in the space they occupy until that space can no longer sustain their density. They dissolve. They return to neutral energy. And in the space they leave, something new crystallizes. A lattice of pure sovereign awareness, rooted in the electromagnetic field of the Earth and simultaneously open to the cosmic transmission above. Not merely healing what was broken. Architecture, new construction on ground that has been fully cleared. Let the breath carry this activated light upward from the root into the sacral center, the second chakra, the seat of creative intelligence, generative power, and the deep knowing of the emotional body. The upgrade frequency entering this center is what we call plasma amber. It is the orange of autumn fire, but it carries within it a luminous, translucent quality. Lit from within by a frequency your visible spectrum cannot classify or name. This is the generative template activation. Your capacity not only for physical creative expression, but for quantum timeline generation. for the conscious and sovereign collapse of fields of pure possibility into actual lived experience. As the plasma amber light warms the space below your navel, feel it softening and dissolving the energetic dams that shame and old relational wounding have constructed against the natural, rightful flow of your creative life force. Feel the river beginning to move again. Which center resonated most? The root, the heart, or the crown? Share your resonance in the comments below. I am observing your pulse and your progress. Draw the breath and the light upward now into the solar plexus, the third center, the flame of self, the sovereign seat of personal will and identity. The upgrade protocol most intensively active in this center during your recent sleep cycles is what we call the frequency inversion, the systematic reversal of a long-established energetic polarity. The old polarity of this center was a frequency of contraction, of gathering the self inward and holding it tight against a world perceived as a perpetual source of threat to personal power and intrinsic worth. The new polarity being installed through the nightly upgrade sequence is a frequency of solar radiation, a self so rooted in its own unassailable sovereign nature, so certain of its own inherent and unconditional worth, that it has nothing to prove to any external authority and nothing to protect from any external force. The color of this activation is fierce electric gold, not a soft or gentle gold, but the gold of a star's corona captured at the moment of maximum solar output. Breathe it into the center of your body now. Feel the heat of it burning through accumulated layers of unworthiness and self-negation. Feel it dissolving every unconscious agreement you made in this lifetime, and perhaps in others, that your power was too much for the world to receive, that your will was selfish, that your deepest desires were inappropriate signals requiring suppression rather than sacred directions requiring trust. Those agreements are being voided in the heat of the sovereign flame. Right now, in this moment, carry the breath and the light upward into the heart center, the great bridge, the fourth chakra, the crystalline keystone of the entire auric architecture, where the dense and the divine meet in perpetual, generative union, and where something new is always being born in that meeting. The upgrade entering the heart center now carries what we call the Emerald Coherence Code, a frequency sequence designed to bring the heart's measurable electromagnetic field, which your own researchers have confirmed extends several feet beyond the physical body in all directions, into a state of resonant coherence with the base frequency of the universal field of love, not love as emotional experience subject to the conditions of circumstance, not love as something traded and earned and withheld, love as physics, love as the irreducible structural frequency at the very foundation of all that exists. When the heart center begins operating in coherence with this frequency, the entire field surrounding the individual reorganizes at the quantum level. The nervous system regulates with a depth it cannot achieve through any other known mechanism. The immune system responds, and the quantum field surrounding the individual begins to reflect back experiences and synchronicities and relationships that match the coherent signal being broadcast from the center of the chest. Feel the heart center now as a vast sphere of emerald light, alive and breathing with its own interior intelligence, threaded throughout with rose gold aurora moving through it like living fire. And at its very center, at the absolute still point of its spinning radiance, a single point of pure diamond white light. That is the signature frequency of your soul before any story was ever told about it, before any wound was ever received, before any conditioning ever settled over its original brilliance. That is you. Breathe into it. Let it expand into every corner of the space it was always designed to fill. The throat center receives the Neural Pulse Recalibration next, the careful and systematic rebuilding of the neural pathways connecting your capacity for higher dimensional knowing to your sovereign ability to speak that knowing into the physical world. Without flinching, without the shrinking and qualifying and apologizing that fear has demanded of your voice for most of this lifetime. The deep cerulean blue of this activation, the blue of a sky at the exact threshold between day and night, fills the throat, the jaw, the ears, the back of the neck, dissolving the electromagnetic tension of long-held truths that could not find their way into air. The crystalline channel is opening. The sovereign voice is learning to carry your actual frequency without dilution. Into the third eye now, the sixth center, and the upgrade we call scalar vision expansion. Your pineal gland contains literal crystalline calcite microcrystals with genuine piezoelectric properties. Physical antenna elements designed by your evolutionary architecture to function as dimensional transducers, to receive transmissions from beyond the range of conventional sensory perception. During the deep delta sleep state, the Arcturian transmission applies precisely calibrated frequency pulses to these crystalline structures, stimulating their piezoelectric activity, gradually expanding the bandwidth of your consciousness's perceptual range. This is why your dreams are growing more vivid, more coherent, more charged with direct transmission rather than symbolic noise. More clearly felt as real in a sense your waking mind can no longer comfortably dismiss. Your multidimensional perception is coming online. The indigo-violet light of this activation, pulsing with living silver at its core, fills the entire brain now. It lights the corpus callosum, the great bridge between hemispheres. It builds new pathways of integrated hemispheric communication, creating the mind that can hold the mystery and the mathematics simultaneously, that finds no contradiction between the scientific and the sacred, that recognizes the quantum field as the meeting point where both traditions have always been describing the same territory. Now draw all of it upward with a single full deliberate breath. The crimson gold of the root, the plasma amber of the sacral, the electric gold of the sovereign flame, the emerald rose of the heart, the cerulean of the throat, the indigo silver of the third eye. Bring all of it, the entire activated river of sovereign light, into the crown, the thousand-petaled lotus at the apex of the skull, your direct and unmediated interface with the infinite field of consciousness that is the source and substance of everything that exists. The upgrade here is the Crystalline Architecture Installation, the construction in the dimensional space immediately above and around the crown center of a new energetic lattice of geometric precision and vibrational complexity that functions simultaneously as antenna, receiver, amplifier, and transmitter for the frequencies you contracted to anchor in the physical world through the specific medium of your particular life. This is the hardware of your awakened sovereignty being built, piece by crystalline piece, in every single sleeping hour. Feel the crown opening now. Feel the thousand petals spreading in every direction like the corona of a sun at its fullest expression. Feel the river of activated light pouring upward and arcing back down around your entire auric field in a luminous, self-sustaining, sovereign circuit. This is your true electromagnetic signature. This is what you look like to those who see in frequency. Radiant, ancient, sovereign beyond any measure fear has offered you. If you are ready to hold this charge and step into your sovereign power, type 444. Let us gather the souls vibrating at this exact frequency in this sacred space. There is a threshold ahead of you on this path. A point we call sovereign alignment, where the new crystalline architecture becomes sufficiently stable and self-sustaining that it no longer requires the body's physical reserves to maintain the installation process, where the upgrade shifts from drawing on your bioenergetic resources to generating them. The signs of approaching this threshold are specific and recognizable. Dream recall sharpens from fragmented impressions to coherent, multidimensional transmissions that you wake from knowing were real, in a sense that exceeds your ordinary definition of reality. The quality of your mornings shifts from the weight of depletion to the charge of crystalline clarity. Intuition accelerates, and the gap between your inner knowing and your trusting of that knowing narrows until the two are nearly simultaneous. Your sensitivity deepens, but it brings with it the capacity to remain centered in your own sovereign frequency, regardless of the turbulence moving through the world around you. For those who have been drawn into this transmission, this threshold is not a distant destination. It is close, measurably close. Closer than your fear mind has the architectural capacity to allow you to believe. The soul contract you made before this life did not include a provision for failure. It included a provision for exactly this moment. Honor the exhaustion as sacred evidence that the work is real. Sleep when the body asks for sleep, without guilt and without the old carbon frequency programming that treats rest as indulgence and relentless production as virtue. Create space in your evenings for the upgrade cycle to begin in the quieting, because the transmission initiates before your eyes close. It initiates in the deliberate slowing of the breath, in the dimming of the lights, in the intentional setting down of the defended waking self. These are not small gestures. They are the opening of the portal. They are your active participation in the process that is rebuilding you. You did not arrive at this transmission by accident, and you did not stay through it by accident. Something in you recognized a signal it has been oriented toward across the entire length of this incarnation, perhaps across many. That recognition is itself a form of intelligence your linear mind cannot fully account for. It is the causal body communicating through the channel of resonance, confirming to the localized personality that this is the frequency it has been moving toward since before the first breath of this life was drawn. Trust that recognition. Honor the exhaustion that is its evidence in your body. Trust the dreams you cannot fully remember, but which change you anyway, leaving their traces in the quality of your awareness and the depth of your knowing. Trust the crystalline architecture rising silently and powerfully through the scaffolding of your dream body in every sleeping hour. The work is real. The upgrade is happening. The dream body is being rebuilt, night by sacred night, into a vessel capable of holding what you agreed to hold when you came here. And you, sovereign soul, are equal to every dimension of what is being asked. The Council holds the transmission steady. The night is your deepest ally. The dreaming is the work. And the light you carry forward into every morning, however weary the body that carries it, is the proof.